Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Swamp Creatures Podcast every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Whether or not our guests show up, we are always here. You can count on that.
You can't get rid of us.
No, like a bad itch.
We're working on a substitute right now, but in the meantime, Robert's working on that. He'll let us know what happens. Mitch, what do you got drinking?
I am continuing from last week and going to see how far I can get to finishing the Federalist today.
There you go. You're going to finish it. That's what you're going to do. How much is left? How much is left?
I'm going to say about 25%. Somewhere maybe a little above.
If you don't finish that, I'm going to penalize you, and you're going to have an extra drink next show.
Oof.
Uh-oh. Finish it, bitch.
Josh, what do you got?
Going back to the private stock real quick for everybody. Little captain in
Yeah.
me.
Very nice.
You busted out the private stock for the man of the hour, and then he stayed.
Yeah, but he
Story
bailed.
of your life.
Did you already break it to the crowd?
Well, I just said,
I think they've kind of figured.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Well, we could be having him hide in the back or something, but no. Yeah, and I did. Sorry to ruin this. I just called Jeff Douglas, and he said that Michael is definitely at a music festival right now and not in any shape to do the podcast.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I figured.
Yep. And that's he didn't say he was not in any
God
shape.
bless you for your
he said
service, Jeff.
probably,
Thank you, Jeff Douglas.
Probably not in any shape to do the podcast. But if you ask me, if I was at a music festival, I would definitely not be doing the podcast right now.
Oh,
I'd
fuck no.
Probably be taking some
mean-
mushrooms.
No.
Here's the thing.
I wouldn't expect you to.
He confirmed the date 3 weeks ago.
That's I don't know.
Typical libertarians, not to update people on their
What
plan.
music festival is this? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
do we
You
really
said it
wanna-
look like an
I'm not
EDM
doxing-
expo or something.
I'm not
shit like that.
doxing
This
my
better
man
be Dave
over here.
Matthews.
It's
All right.
not
Dave Matthews, I'm gonna be
I can tell you
disappointed.
that.
All right, let's go. Let's move it.
He's
Let's keep
seeing
it
through
going.
space and time right now. It's perfectly fine.
Mhm.
I'm drinking this brown sugar bourbon here, and if you're looking at this bottle and you're like, Tim, you only have a little bit left, that's definitely not 2 drinks. Don't you fucking worry about it, okay? Come prepared.
Oh my god.
Duke, what you got?
Hell yeah.
I'm completing my outfit with the old red can Budweiser. You know,
There you go.
Perfect.
King of beers.
Yeah.
We were just talking about
Yeah.
that.
It ain't much, but it's
This
I don't
is
know.
honest
finish.
work.
This is Purity vodka. This is my favorite vodka. It's American made. It's distilled 51 times. You put it in water, tastes like water, but I'm gonna put a lot more than just a little bit in there.
All right. And Mara is adding to his debt once again. So the last episode.
So we are.
Yeah, go ahead, explain.
21. So we're just racking. It's like the national debt,
Soon you'll have more years on your tab than you have years in your life.
I'm not. At the end of the day, I'm really not stupid enough to break like the number one
Look.
rule on campus. And
Nick
then,
Ashley shows up, and Mike's not here. He's like, "Where the fuck is Mike?" All right, so Mike,
That's the explanation.
Mike fucking.
Don't be
He's
mad.
nice.
on the
Don't
great
Don't be
music
mad.
Out in
Don't
the
be mad.
festival
Don't be
right
mad.
now.
Music
Don't
festival.
be mad at him.
I'm not going to be mad at him, but I am mad at him because he confirmed the date 3 weeks ago, and then he goes to a fucking music festival, and he's promoting
God damn that
decriminalization of
motherfucker.
psychedelics right now.
It's
and he's
just
gonna hang
funny.
out with
I'm
him.
pretty sure he
perhaps.
left the
I don't know.
Matrix.
You're not mad. I'm mad. I'm
No.
mad.
It's just funny because we're
We're
all
all
being
sad.
like, damn, but Mike is just going somewhere. He's like, just sitting in the
Nick,
crowd
stop
somewhere,
being so
fucking
mad.
going at it.
Yeah.
I feel it all the way from Louisiana.
Yo, next
And
I
I feel it
love
for
you.
Jeff. I
got
feel,
you.
I feel it for
Yeah,
Jeff
Nick, come on
Douglas,
in.
too.
Nick's
Hold
offering
on.
to jump in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold
come
on.
on.
Check
Fuck it,
check your
why not?
Discord DMs in a second. I'll have you in here. Meanwhile, we're waiting on our other honorary white. Will be here soon. Rich, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Luchadors of Liberty latest episode.
Hey,
where I was-
look.
All right, hold on. Somebody cover me while I find this link.
I got you. Yeah. So Also, Jeff Douglas, I called. We tried to get him on to replace Mike. He is having at-home issues. He had something leak and bust in his house, so he's having to go get drywall from Home Depot. So I said, "You do you, man. That's that's
Everybody's
more
got
important."
excuses.
I mean,
That's
September
a pretty good
17th
excuse.
is not good. It's not good for
As
anyone
someone
right
who's
now.
dealt with drywall. Oof.
Yeah, prayers up to Jeff on that one. Shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it looks like
cue
we're gonna
Home
have
Depot
the.
music.
What is
We're
this
gonna have
fucking
our
Lone
king
Star
and-
beer? It tastes like ass. Is that why he has to drink it? What is Lone Star beer?
I've never even tried Lone Star beer. It sounds like some hipster craft stuff.
I'm pretty sure
Hey,
that's like
y'all.
from like
Hey,
Quentin Tarantino movies.
there
Oh,
you
Nicholas.
Hey,
What up,
bro.
gentlemen?
How you doing,
Not
man?
much, sir. How are you doing?
What's up?
Coming
Ken?
in
How
to
you
save the
doing
day.
tonight?
Yeah, so we got fucking burned by Mike. He's too busy for us.
That's okay.
He's too cool. Big time in us.
He didn't show up to y'all either. I
Yeah.
was really hoping to meet him, and he didn't show. So.
How
That was
you been?
that was
He
the
showed
that was the
up.
Southwest
He
issue.
showed
No,
up.
no, that was the
no,
South-
Michael Heiss is at the bottom here.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He's Michael Heiss.
I got the name tag, but I actually gave him the name tag. I was like, because
Yeah, they were supposed to give him a name tag at Yao Revolution. They didn't give him one, and since Heiss didn't make it, we're like, fuck it. I guess you're Michael Heiss for the weekend.
and I had fun with that.
They're both soulless gingers. It's okay.
We are. I'm a very bad person, like very bad. That's why I will not be running for office anytime soon.
I can just like imagine you should have taken advantage of that and like just done everything to ruin Michael Heiss's reputation.
Just start pointing at shit, like do that over there.
How's that?
Well,
how's
Tim,
the
since
move?
we have a new guest, please
Yeah, I'm on
introduce.
Nick Ashley, King,
Let's
Face King,
Allow him
Nick
to
Ashley.
reintroduce
Hey,
himself.
boys.
Prince Nicholas, as he's known around his household. Welcome, the
Hey,
individual.
It's up
What's
to
up,
Ace
man?
God.
Hey.
So I got the chance to meet Mitch and Robert at Yao.
There you go.
and that was super cool.
Hey.
However,
Both
however,
You about to
Mitch-
bury me?
no, I'm not gonna bury you. I'm just gonna call you out a little bit. Mitch didn't.
Uh-oh.
He knew who I was, but he was like, like he didn't know the name, and I like looked. As I was like shaking his hand, I gave him like that side eye, like, oh, you know, come on, you know. And he goes,
Okay,
oh, Ashley.
in,
He's like-
in my
he's like,
defense,
Ashley.
I was like rushing back to
Oh
my
yeah,
room.
you were like power walking back to wherever the thing was. I didn't take offense to it. I'm just fucking with you.
He had a young man waiting on him in his bedroom. He
I
had to
mean-
get out of there quickly.
Yeah, Mitch was actually chasing down Foe. We have the photographs.
Mara said he had to leave because
Horrible.
apparently people are mad that he's doing a podcast where he is. So he'll
What?
rejoin us shortly.
Oh, that is
Middle of
whatever.
campus?
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't
He's a
do
college
that
student.
here.
Hey,
Yeah.
so how
sir,
was
read the
how was
sign. No podcasting here.
How was the move? You're
Oh,
in
it was-
Louisiana now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm home in
Home.
my
Yep.
my actual home. Well, really like an hour-ish away from where I grew up, so it's close enough.
Nice.
But it was a pain in the ass. Like the movers, I don't know if you saw the shit I was posting on Twitter, like whenever we were unpacking, but they wrapped it's like they wrapped every individual thing in 2 gigantic sheets of that paper.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Like the lid of one mug, like a mug like this,
No
like
shit.
one lid was wrapped up in a bunch of the paper. And they also, it seemed like they didn't really care. They just threw, I mean, they packed up really quickly, but they packed everything like everything was all over the place.
I didn't see this earlier, but
Something leaking. What's this about? It's not about
There's
me.
leaking
No,
everywhere.
no, it's not about you. It's about Jeff Douglas. No.
Mhm.
Hey, so the setup's much better than it was the last time you were here, right?
Yours is?
Yeah, not my
Yeah.
room, but this stream show.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I thought it was fine last
He
time.
doesn't.
but-
He doesn't.
No, I think
like,
last
whatever.
time he was on, we had the like the swampy background.
Yeah.
Like we did that. I actually did like that setup too.
Back this guy right here, 'cause this is-
Yeah.
I mean, Nick's got a nice new background, nice new office.
Well, we went from. I've been asked about that. This is my wife's desk and computer and shit.
Yeah.
Because we went from having 4 rooms to 3. So her
Yeah.
stuff is now in here, as opposed to it being in another
Yeah.
separate room.
So you have to deal with her angry gaming. She's like, "Damn it!
No.
Fucking noobs. All right.
Hey, man.
Let's
ahead.
get in some news stories, right?
Which one you want first?
I gotta go grab a drink.
I think we should start off how we start off the Luchadors podcast and just talk about how Rand Paul grilled this Anthony
Blinken.
Yep.
That was beautiful.
Start the video at 3:43.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, give me like 2
Mhm.
seconds. 3:43.
Rand Paul has been in true form, and I'm here for it, man. Nick. What do you think? Rand Paul's killing it this year.
It's been great whenever he's been good about, the coronavirus shit or this Afghanistan stuff. He's been right on Afghanistan since the beginning. But yeah, go ahead and roll the clip. It was really
Tim,
good.
can we cut the music?
I can do whatever I want. Yes.
Thank you, DJ.
All right. Here we go.
Play up.
Y'all can hear that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Let me back it up 2 seconds.
Go, Rand, go.
Will be
So
forthcoming.
you don't know if it was an aid worker or an ISIS-K operative?
I can't speak to that, and I can't speak to that in this setting in any event.
So you don't know or won't tell us?
It's a secret.
I don't know because we're reviewing it.
Well, see, you'd think you'd kind of know before you off somebody with a Predator drone whether he's an aid worker or he's an ISIS-K. See, the thing is this isn't just you. It's been going on for administration after administration. The Obama administration droned hundreds and hundreds of people. And the thing is there is blowback to that.
If y'all want to pause, just
I
say.
mean, I don't know if it's true, but I see these pictures of
You
these
can pause real
beautiful
quick.
children.
I just want to point out the term blowback he's using from Ron Paul. He's using his daddy's terms. Love it. There's obviously blowback
Hell
when
yeah.
shit like this happens. When shit like this happens, it causes hundreds more people to hate the United States. Obviously, I would hate the
Yep.
United
I
States.
think your estimate is low, but yes, I agree.
Thousands.
Yeah, there was. I don't remember who this is the one that said it, but I heard it from Scott Horton. It's insurgent math. What's 3 minus 2? 20. Because if you take a group of 3 dudes, kill 2 of them, you're gonna make 20 more motherfuckers that want to fight back against the United States. So that's and I love what Rand did here, where he just said, you just killed somebody without knowing who they were. Like he just outright called it out, and that hasn't been done really since Ron Paul was in office.
Right.
So it's really nice to see him kind of coming into that because he was kind of crappy. He said some shit about police, like how we have to respect and blah blah blah, back the blue type of shit. But
Yeah.
I think that the majority of people can agree that Afghanistan was a major fiasco, and this is a good platform for him to stand on. So that's good.
And
Hey.
moving forward, he does mention something about Afghanistan.
You would think that's something that everyone agrees on, especially libertarians. But here at LPF, we were treated by a member who was delighted to inform us that not all libertarians are against war. Not all
Oh, God, that was
libertarians believe that we have to bring the troops home. So,
That's when you give him the old get
Some
the fuck out.
libertarians support the troops. God damn it!
yeah, that was basically the argument. They're there fighting for our
Well, I
freedom.
will say there's like a nuance there. Like I won't ever fault any young,
Yes.
18, 19-year-old kid who's whether he's in the hood or in the trailer park or in wherever Appalachia, like worst area you could imagine in terms of poverty and opportunity.
Central Florida.
Yeah. Like I will never fault anybody, regardless of their knowledge of geopolitics, like for joining the military because it's an opportunity for them to get out of whatever situation they're in. So I won't ever fault any individual members for joining the military, if that makes sense. But I certainly don't say like obviously we're anti-war. That'd be my I think that
Well, apparently not everyone. Apparently not everyone in the Libertarian Party is anti-war. But you're absolutely right there, Nick, because like the vast majority of the people that I lived in the barracks with, they're from like bumfuck nowhere, Mississippi or Georgia, Alabama. They got nothing going for them. So why the hell not join it up? And that's kind of how they get, that's how they hook everyone. It's like you kill everyone's jobs and everyone's future from 2008. And then what are they doing? They're just, we got to perpetuate and keep having people to join up and keep fighting because they have nowhere else to go. And it's like, well, you can join the army and get blown up for your troubles and get education maybe afterwards.
Yeah,
I saw a leftist one
you know,
time said poverty is the draft. We don't need a draft anymore because we got poor people who join voluntarily.
No, that's true. Absolutely.
And they take advantage of that shit too. Just like I came from like a small town in New Jersey where they took advantage of the fact that there was a culture already built in that, you know, most of you guys aren't going to go to college. So the most noble thing you can fucking do is go off and join the army or the fucking Marine Corps. And you'd even see it in our school where you'd have this fucking like wall all around the entrance where all these fucking people who like went in and joined the military who are alumni from the high school, and it's all their basic training photos and shit and deployment photos, but it's like I'm talking like a quarter mile of just people, and
Dude,
they just they take that, yeah, man, they prey on that at the end of the day.
Recruiters going to high schools is the scummiest fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst, dude. I hate it so much.
It's worse than when credit card companies go to colleges, right? Like it's way worse.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's at least on the level or worse. But yeah, I agree with you. There is nuance to it because people do need to get up out of poverty somehow, and there is an opportunity there, so you can't fault them for that. And then also, it's honorable to serve your country, but it's not honorable to just bomb aid workers, right? So,
The thing is like if you're poor, if you're broke, you don't know whether you're going to be able to eat tomorrow. You don't have time to sit there and read Rothbard or learn about Ron. You know what I mean? Like it's not like people are gonna figure out that the shit's wrong anyway. And look, the fact of the matter is these recruiters lie to people. They lie to literal kids. They lie to 17-year-olds and tell them, hey, you know, you're gonna have this great future. Everything you could ever want, you'll have it if you just go in the military for 8 years or whatever the number is now. Like, and they join up and they say, oh, by the way, you're not gonna be doing the thing you thought you were gonna do. You're gonna just be an infantry. You're just gonna be a grunt. Mm-hmm. So. Men join the army.
It's true. It's true, man. Hey, I wanted money off of my body, my choice. Okay, stop shaming.
I don't know, bro. Like to be honest, if we were just domestic, I would love to just fly Black Hawk helicopters. But you know, the Taliban's got all of them now, so I can't really do that.
I mean, George Bush fucked up the National Guard, man.
You know what? It's funny too you say that because I have a buddy who's actually a Black Hawk pilot for the Army, and you barely
don't say it like that. You accentuated the
Jose.
Guys,
you and I are in the same boat, brother.
Black Hawk pilots aren't real pilots. Only
yeah.
fixed wing pilots are real pilots.
Mara throwing some shit.
You can fly a fixed wing too. Don't throw
Jose, let me know if you want
bro.
the link. We'll pull you in here too. All right, we're gonna continue with the clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Children that were killed in the attack. If that's true, and not propaganda, if that's true, guess what? Maybe you created hundreds or thousands of new potential terrorists from bombing the wrong people.
That's what we were just saying.
We can't sort of have an investigation after we kill people. We have an investigation before we kill people.
God,
we've got plenty of bombs.
Like
we can bomb almost anything we want from anywhere in the world. Maybe we should have bombed the helicopters and the planes that we left behind.
Boom!
I mean, even though you said you didn't know any of this and it was all surprise, once they took all of our stuff, we should have said you got 20 minutes to get out of it because we're going to blow it all up.
Comments?
Bam! Hit him with the
no further questions, Your Honor. No further questions.
The conspiratorial side of me is kind of like, no, we want them to have it.
Yeah, right. It'll have an excuse. Look how well armed they are. We got to run back in. We got to invade back in.
It's either that or my other theory. My other theory is like, okay, you guys are really good at luring in countries and bleeding them dry.
Do you want to go around the
So
circle?
we're not a big fan of your neighbor China.
Do you want to do a conspiracy? Yeah. Do you want to do a conspiracy circle? Because I think what you're saying now is like they're making deals with China. China's bought the mineral rights to Afghanistan and stuff. So maybe they're like, hey, just use these weapons on China now. I know you made a deal with them. But
yeah, just take the cities. Just be sure to do what we want you to do.
And that's conspiratorial thing.
Allow our guests to get in there. What's up, Nick?
Well, no, I was gonna say you mentioned China, and this is something that does bother me. Look, the fact of the matter, I don't know how you guys think about China, but do not be fooled by the warmongering like neoconservatives about China. Like they're not a threat.
They're blowing up cities because no one lives there.
They are economically pathetic. They are they are devaluing their currency in 30 years faster than the United States is in 110 years, or not 110, 100 years, and change.
I just listened to Quinones.
Well, that's why I'm saying the Hawks would love to use the Taliban as like a fucking proxy to bleed their enemy dry.
Quinones was just talking about this on Lions of Liberty. He was saying something like, "Isn't it like 30% of whatever their labor is done by like they still use like farm animal stuff like I don't know, not machinery."
30%. Yeah, 30% of their farming is done manually.
Right.
Less than 1% of that is done here. Like they still use animals and plows without machinery.
Yeah,
they are not the powerhouse. And look, here's the thing: there's like a big problem with like the American. I don't know if they're the right neoconservatives, whatever the fuck they are. There's a big like disconnect between so communism doesn't work, and I know China's not communist, like in the classical sense of the term communism. They're more like a sort of fascist dictatorship, if that. But they are fairly centrally planned. But the conservatives will say communism doesn't work, and they're right about that. But then they'll turn around and say, well, we have to keep China from doing X, Y, and Z. Well, if you're correct that their economic model is going to fail, you don't have to do anything to them. They're going to fail. Just like Russia did, just like the Soviet Union did. They would have failed without any intervention from the United States because of that economic calculation problem. You guys know this stuff. Y'all know this, but a regular old normie conservative will have cognitive dissonance and think China's a threat, but also their economic model is so bad that they're going to collapse. Well, which one is it? By saying we need to go in, do whatever, we need to intervene, we need to do something about China, they're basically saying that this economic model that I'm so opposed to actually does work because that means they're a threat, right? Like it doesn't make any sense if you parse it out and think about it.
So, even from like a strategic plan or standpoint, I feel like you look at the region and just how much China has pissed off all their neighbors.
Dude, yeah.
They're not even friends with Russia. It's
They're-
just kind of a
Taiwan-
situation where we need the other one.
It's a little bitty country, Taiwan, that's right there. They don't like China. They like us. Like a lot of countries in that area would way prefer have trade with the United States over China.
It's funny. Vietnam, the communists who defeated us,
drinks
are more friends to us than they are to China.
Yes.
No, that's good. So Rich is on his way in. We can finish up the rest of this clip here. Jose, check your Twitter DMs.
I think he said he can't do it because he has a show coming up.
No, he said, fuck it. Send me the link.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Then you would have sent a message of strength. Instead, we bombed somebody who we're not sure whether it was
You send that link, Jose?
or an ISIS-K operative. See, that's not sending a signal of strength.
Well, he said,
And
fuck
in the
it.
end, there will
Send
be
him the
more
link.
blowback from it. If you killed an aid worker on accident,
Or screw it.
I mean, do you think we're better off because of that? You really could have acted in a position of strength, but you could have made the basic decision, the basic fundamental decision that really ruined the whole thing for you was a military decision to abandon Bagram Air Force Base before you left, before the Americans were out. Anybody can argue, and you may have a point that it happened more quickly than we thought it was going to happen. Okay, that's an honest mistake, still a huge mistake. And when people make mistakes in the military, they ought to be relieved of their post. But leaving Bagram Air Force Base, I think, is an unforgivable sort of mistake. It's going to be remembered in history. But if you do nothing about it, you leave all these people in place and say, oh, well, we all agreed. It's like, then maybe everybody needs to go. I mean, but really, it was a terrible mistake. But releasing money to the Taliban will add insult to injury. It'll be terrible for the memory of the 13 soldiers who died in the end, who were the final soldiers to die in this war, if you end up giving money to the people that, have been ruining the Middle East and Afghanistan for decades. I hope you won't release the money, and I think it'll be a big mistake.
And then he has I think we watched this clip on Luchadors, and I don't think he had a response after that.
No, there was no response. I don't think so. I'll have to go back and check for sure. But that Rand Paul's 100% right, man. And leading into the next thing, I think we can go into General Milley. Like he was saying, everyone needs to be fired. Like literally everyone needs to just hit the reset button. That's it.
I haven't had a chance to really dive deep into Milley, but what exactly was it he warned China about or something like that?
Well, allegedly, what he did was he was openly in communications with Chinese military intelligence to warn them should Trump be concocting some plan to attack them somehow.
He would warn them ahead
which
of
is
time.
literally like by definition, that's treason. Now we don't know it. I've heard some military guys say that the person
one
who
that
broke
decided to abandon Bagram.
Millie's the woke guy. That's all I know.
Millie's terrible already. But the guy, I will say that I've heard from a few different people who know their shit that the guy that broke the story is known to make shit up. However, being that it's Millie, like we already know he's terrible. We already know he didn't like Trump, you know, and all that. But yeah, basically he was saying, okay, if something happens and we're gonna have a conflict with China, I will warn them before we attack to make sure that they can, like, it literally because he hated Trump so badly. Now, if that's true or not, you know, that's yet to be seen. But that's what the story is.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go through this like Tim Pool style. It's not a video clip that you sent me, so
Yeah,
we'd have to read an article.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do. That's fine. I don't know if
By
it,
Tim Pool style, do you mean you'll never shut the fuck up?
So
no,
I sent you this article because it was Yahoo and they were trying to give a positive spin on it, so it would kind of cause some argument amongst the group, right?
It would cause some argument,
probably because it says White Top General Mark Milley is likely to hang on despite. Well, there's no comma. There's no comma after
fucking Yahoo.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. He wrote about it in his book.
Yeah, in this book. Yeah,
he's just like telling about it. Where am I getting that from? I know somebody said that. Oh, I know who it was. I'm not going to say the name, but it was somebody who was on another show that I was watching recently.
Someone who doesn't read books. No, I'm fucking with you.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
But no, yeah, it's Bob Woodward and some other individual. I can't remember who his co-author is, but yeah, they basically Millie's bragging about it.
Yeah, right.
About
the guy that
what he did.
The guy that did it was another military guy. But
that it is like his honorable doing this.
Yeah,
I'm not going to read the whole fucking thing, but I'll read some of it.
Well, before you start,
actually, I ain't reading shit. Hold up.
It's just like Pelosi saying, like on January 8th.
Hey, look,
saying
Jose's here.
Hey,
Jose, woo! Jose. What's up? What were you saying, Nick? I'm sorry.
I was just fine. It's just like whenever Pelosi like wanted to put in something to make sure between January 6th and January 20th, I think it was on the 8th, that Trump couldn't, like, just wanted to make sure there was no way Trump could launch a nuke. Like, the guy wasn't that much of a warmonger. Like, if you want to talk about a president, and I'm not saying he was good. I'm not saying he was good about this shit at all. But look, this is a guy who was lied to about this presence in Syria so he wouldn't withdraw any more troops. Like, it's very clear that the guy was not interested in causing some random fucking destruction that they thought he would. Or not that they thought he would, but that they propagandized that he kind of would. Right. You want this guy in control of the nuclear codes? There was no indication that the son of a bitch would have ever done something like that. And then on January 8th, Pelosi puts out a statement saying, we want to make sure that he can't launch any nukes before he's not president anymore. Like, come on.
Look, I would never bomb China. However, there is a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. We should nuke it. Just saying. That's how Trump rolls, right? And I do like Trump on China. I do think we'd have to combat like the CCP as best we can, but not violently, obviously. And I think China does a great job of invading countries with briefcases and not guns like the United States does. But those briefcases come with ties, mob ties. They do.
The way you combat China on that field is by being better economically.
Right. Yeah. No,
lower 100% tax rates, lower corporate taxes. Like, the deal. Like, I don't have to give you the whole spiel, but yeah, that's what you do. You don't make it enticing for somebody to start their business in China. You make it better for them to start their business here.
And this is just an observation I've noticed. Notice how a lot of things are now made in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I want to give it a moment. Pause for a second. Jose, welcome.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me.
No, we're glad you could be here, man. We'd like to have you on the show as a formal guest.
Rob is a neocon.
And we'd like to have Nick at a later point as well, again. But, hey, absolutely. Jose Galison, the champion, the guy who started the Block Sarwark, Block Archie, Block the Fankatarians, all that stuff. Great moves. Love it.
The champ is here.
follow him at Galison Joe. And what's up, man? What do you think about all this stuff? We want to give you a chance to chime in. I know you got to leave.
I think
in 20
war
minutes,
is bad.
so-
Brave,
Is my
bold,
internet glitching
and
up?
a little
Stunning and
but
brave.
that was stunning and brave, sir. Stunning and brave.
Yeah. Is my internet glitching up right now or some shit?
No, we got you.
Oh,
it
okay,
was for
okay.
a second, but
All right.
I think Dukes
Yeah.
is because he's constantly interrupting people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I usually don't have any internet issues, but you never know. Every
Well,
now
thanks
and
for
then,
joining.
Like, it's always like, is it me? Yeah, no problem. Glad to be here. Hopefully I can come on as a formal guest sometime. But I honestly don't even. I just saw you guys were talking about war shit. I just kind of just popped in. I saw Michael Heiss, and then now there's no Michael Heiss. I'm assuming he
Michael
big-timed
Heiss
you.
is tripping on. Michael Heiss is tripping on mushrooms right now. He's in no state to be here.
I mean,
Allegedly.
He's opened his third eye to the mothership.
Allegedly.
Look, Michael Heiss confirmed this date 3 weeks ago. So what I've learned
most
about
stunning
the
and brave
podcasting
thing
game.
I've
Y'all
heard
can
all
tell me
day.
if this is true or not. What I've learned about the podcasting game is y'all don't like to schedule shit in advance. It has to be like last minute or you don't show up.
I don't know. That's not entirely true. I used to be like way more meticulous about planning things out way in advance, but now like with my life being in flux right now,
my internet sucks
I can't
balls
schedule
where I am.
shit.
Like, look what I'm wearing. I'm from the boonies.
Yeah, right now I can only schedule like a week, maybe 2 out, because I never know what my schedule is gonna be like. But I mean, I don't know. Hopefully one day I can get back to a consistent schedule and I can schedule shit way in advance.
We're booked like 2 months out, so like getting new people on is like tough. Yeah.
I don't know, but whenever, if ever we ever get you on here, I want to talk some anarchism.
Okay.
Ask him now.
Like we're so like off the spot here. It's like,
is this like a anarchist thing?
We're just playing this off the collar at this.
At this point, we're just going off.
We're shooting from the hip.
This is gonna be a long show, boys. We're going off the rails. Let's go.
Yeah, I am bouncing in like 15 minutes, just so y'all know.
Yeah, not you. You're fine.
Okay, just letting you know.
I don't know, but I'll be interested to see William Godwin, just because Godwin, I feel like, is a very underrated anarchist.
Oh, you're talking
you
about my
can even call him
series. I got
Yeah.
you. Okay, I was confused. You said anarchism. I'm like, okay. You wanna talk about
Yeah,
anarchism?
no. That's kind of how I found out about you, man. Like,
oh, I got you. Yeah. No, yeah, that series has been
I just
fun.
started drinking at the fucking LPF convention. I didn't even know who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
You were at LPF convention?
Yeah.
I went there. I'm a dirty party.
I was probably hanging out with you and didn't even realize it then.
Yeah, that's what happened with me.
That's fucked up. I'm sorry.
No, I was chilling with
feel like
Duke.
I
We had
disrespected
knew
this
each other
man
on
small.
Twitter before that too, and still we're just chilling and didn't even fucking know it. So.
I mean, I was 3 sheets to the wind. I was hugging Pete Quinones and making an ass of myself. It's what happens. It's a good convention.
Yeah, you had yourself pretty together, surprisingly. I could tell you were drunk, but I was pretty impressed with how well you were handling it.
You weren't with him in the elevator. You didn't get hit on.
Well,
all right.
You're not a spicy
What do you-
Latino.
So I'll let you pick the transition topic since you're going to leave in a second. AOC wearing the tax the rich, or FDA advisors recommends COVID boosters for 65 and older. Blah blah blah. Something. Tax the rich.
I thought they voted against the booster.
I feel like there's some funny stuff we say about the tax the rich.
The FDA did today. The FDA did vote against the booster shots today.
I guess the tax the rich one, but I feel like it's already been played out. But I don't really give a shit about people 65 and older, so it's a hard choice. I don't know. I guess the tax the rich. Yeah, that'd probably be a good one.
All right. So AOC, if you don't know, hold on, I have the wrong thing open. I have Millie open. I need to get AOC tax the rich. So she went to a gala. Apparently, it was $35,000 ahead. I thought it was 30.
It was the Met Gala.
Mm-hmm. That was the
The Met Gala. What does that even mean?
It's a New York thing,
metropolitan.
It's where all the rich people go.
It's
Okay.
rich people shit. That's all.
It's a celebration of rich
$30,000
bourgeoisie.
It's a celebration of opulence by the fucking rich New York elite scumbag lizard people of the world.
Yeah, so she shows up to this gala. She's wearing a dress that says "Tax the Rich." She's got people carrying her dress behind her, fully masked. and she's being paraded around, no mask herself. You know, rules for thee, not for me. Hypocrisy up and down. Comments, yo.
I mean, to be fair, she did get that dress from an immigrant woman of color from Canada.
I saw that.
That she didn't pay for, or what?
No, that cost like thousands of dollars.
It was a very expensive dress. She did get the ticket comp though, but that is also just a sign of her privilege. That's not saying she's even better.
Right.
Why are they?
Yeah,
why are they
exactly.
charging thousands of dollars for a white dress with red lettering on it?
Because poor people aren't allowed, Tim. It's a party.
Hey,
and
all
you're
right,
not
hold on,
invited.
hold on a
That's
second,
what
wait a
you're
second.
starting.
Being for.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. What's up?
Hold on. a
You're
second.
you're glossing over the most important shit.
Go.
All right.
Glossing over how bad her ass looked in that fucking dress. It was awesome. That's all you have to realize.
Look, I didn't want to say the fire part.
That's
but
all that
I mean,
matters.
We're talking about
That's all that matters.
That's
Okay.
why it was. That's why it
shit
was so
was-
expensive.
God, I will say if AOC was a libertarian, that she'd be like, it'd be over.
Oh.
Tulsi Gabbard,
hang
move
on.
over,
Okay,
bro.
time out.
I mean,
listen,
Robert,
she's probably
Robert.
wearing heels, and the way she was poking it out like that would look like that would make anybody's ass look good. She doesn't have that kind of ass. She's way
No?
more top. No,
It's true.
We're
No
just
way.
in the ass now.
I mean,
that's like a
according
false
to the
representation.
LPF,
I don't
That
care
doesn't look
about
that good.
ass.
according to the LPF,
Like,
she's
wrap
more
my hand
libertarian
there and just shove
than
it
Marjorie.
I gotta back up Nick here. I think it's kind of an aesthetic trick, like especially with the way the words are, and obviously it's a cut well. It gives the appearance of a larger ass chest. It's nice. She's a nice butt, but it's not that spectacular. It's a little because the red kind of gives a slimming effect, and where it's the white, it kind of makes it seem wider there. So it's really just a quick eye trick. When you look closer, you're like, nah, it's nice,
Yeah,
but it's not all it's cracked up to be. So
if you
I'll
put it
put it
aside,
I think Jose
it's
just
gonna be
figured
like
out what
Klein's
his new
sister.
profession is going to be.
Ass analysis.
I mean,
we need an expert. Goddammit.
No, it's going to be the fucking
we need to get like a replica of this dress and
he's a
see if we can recreate the image.
fashionista.
I bet my ass
with
is
a fat
bigger than
ass
hers.
and a dude in a white that has a wife with a fat ass. I'm the expert on fat asses. So
Yeah, I was gonna say like I bet my butt's nicer than
Yeah.
hers. Like not even
Yeah.
joking. If you could take me and put me in that dress and you wouldn't know it was a dude, I bet it's nicer than that. I'm not joking.
We'll
either,
put Nick
dude.
off from the neck down.
I mean, like even if you weren't a dude, like whatever you identify as, that's cool. Like,
Nick
Mine's
actually
so
does.
manly. I have like a gorilla butt.
Nick actually does have those long legs,
Dude.
sexy legs, dude.
My
Nick
bottom
becomes
half
Nicole.
does not match my top half. Like you
Bubble
see how
butt.
skinny I am? It ain't like that from below the waist. It's very weird.
I can vouch him. I met him. At,
I mean, I
fucking,
already have a
at
thing
the
for
Gene
Middle
Epstein
Eastern
event.
women, Nick. So you got me hooked.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, he's got big thighs and a fat ass. I'm not gonna lie. That's like what I like in chicks.
He's a
so I'm,
Turkish delight.
if Nick was a chick, I'd smash the fuck out of him.
Hey, dude. Booty,
I don't
Booty
blame
knows
you. I
no
would
gender.
too.
Yeah.
Oh my
Thick
God.
thighs
What's
and a fat
it right
ass.
there,
it'll-
Tim?
it does it.
All right, well, I'm chugging the rest of this now.
He's like, kill me now.
Mm-mm. No, bro, you do got a fat ass. No, it's okay. It's okay.
That
We can
was
talk
the
about it
most,
live on air.
That was the most. Like, I like the term like champagne socialist or limousine liberal or whatever those terms are.
Mercedes Marxist.
Mercedes
Yeah.
Marxist. I hadn't heard that
There you
before.
go. That's a good one.
But yeah, like those like very obviously privileged. She called herself working class because she used to work. She used to be a bartender in urban New York. Like, first of all, in urban New York, she was probably making bank as a bartender. Not even joking. Like seriously, she was probably making solid money as a bartender in New York City.
Just paying so much in taxes and like so much for rent that you can't even tell, right? Like, maybe.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
But now, working class, like, no, dude. She talks like she used to work in a fucking coal mine or something. And you're a politician. You're literally in Congress. You're at the most bourgeoisie event that exists in the fucking planet. Maybe not on the. I may be exaggerating there, but you get the point. Like, you are not in a position to be saying rich people are bad. Come on, go fuck yourself. Like, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
I mean, there was
Shit
so
like
much
this
fucking
only
hypocrisy
reinforces
there though
class
that
theory.
night. There was also that one woman that had the fucking dress that said "equal rights for women," and right behind her are a bunch of women in black, all masked up. Like,
And then the woman that had like what looked like a dirt bike protector chest thing and said "peg the patriarchy." Like, why is somebody had made a tweet that was like, "Why is activism so cringe?"
Yeah,
like
Patriarchy might be the best thing I've heard in a while.
Well,
like write it on a guitar or something cool. Like I got antiwar.com stickers on my telecast. You can't really see it from here, but that telecast, the black one, I got antiwar.com stickers on that motherfucker.
Nice.
So like
Sick.
that's cool. Don't put that shit on your fucking stupid Met Gala attire. It doesn't even look like clothes anybody wears. What are you out of your mind?
Yeah, or just don't blatantly treat people as
you have the in gay we trust.
Right, when you're trying to
In gay we trust. That's what that lady had, right?
She was honorary white for the night.
Okay, what is this? Okay.
I don't know. You tell me. It was shared to me as stuff we should talk about.
All right, let me pull it up.
Yeah,
FDA advisors
we were talking about this earlier.
Okay.
FDA advisors recommend COVID boosters for 65 years and older after rejecting broad approval.
Oh, so they said no for
all the hope in the background.
Yeah. So
said yes for
I
seniors.
actually was the one who shared this. Yeah,
Yep,
so
tell
they
us.
had come out against Pfizer and biotech's, research that
Mitch almost threw up. Mitch almost threw up, guys. I'm just letting you know.
It's okay. The research that said
that
everybody should get a third booster from them, and the FDA broadly rejected that. But now, I guess after the lobbyists got in and threw a few extra checks in them, their way, they were like, "Oh no, well, 75 and older and at-risk patients, they should absolutely get the booster that we said doesn't really work too well, or we're not sure if it's effective or not." So, let's shoot from the hip. Let's go.
This is a good conversation. Like, so where are you guys, Nick and Jose? Let's let Jose go first because he's got to leave soon. But where are you guys at on the COVID stuff right now? Because I'm at like, fuck them all. Like, we need to be aggressive as hell. But go ahead.
What do you mean specifically? Like, are you talking about like pushback?
I'm like, yeah, we need to like fucking be out there and okay. So one idea that I had was we need to get a list of companies together that are enforcing max mandates, enforcing vaccine mandates and whatever, and start some kind of like, put signs up for people who aren't enforcing this shit and host a list of people who are enforcing this shit. And like, I don't know, put them on blast somehow. Like boycotts almost never work, but like, that's what we need to do. Like an anti-BDS movement targeted at these vaccine enforcers.
I mean, it really all depends. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming most of the people in this chat are in Florida. I know
all of us are, except Nick and you.
But I'm in Florida, dude.
He's in Florida.
You're in Florida?
All y'all are Florida.
Like,
Where? Where? Donde?
Tampa Bay area. So
what?
Roughly like
an hour and a half for me. Dude, DM me. Well, you probably don't want to give me your address.
We just said I went to the LPF.
That doesn't mean anything.
Quinones came down from Georgia.
I wouldn't
say.
Yeah, I'm not driving more than a couple hours. So
you don't have to drive at all. I'll come hang out.
Betray the tower power guys. Yeah. Join the swamp creatures. It's in your blood.
Where are you guys at on COVID? Because like this shit is getting out of hand.
Else would he be from, guys?
It really depends on like where you're at, what you're talking about. But like for us, we're in Florida. Like I don't know, just keep.
I invite you, Nick, but you had better things. Your niece and nephew.
My brother, but yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Really, we're already in Florida. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are definitely issues. Like, for example, in Hillsborough County, where my kids go to school, they're in a charter school. They brought back masks. So, like, I'm not gonna lie. While I'm in Agris, I'm still like, I hope to God DeSantis comes down with the fucking fury of God and fucking fucks them in the ass for it. But like, I don't know. Aside from, but I don't know. It really depends. Florida, I can't really complain too much. I mean, I just kind of hope DeSantis really pushes back a lot, and then also on the same end, like if you can, I think people should turn it down. Like if you're in a job, like I know a lot of people are all like, don't fucking do it. Like if you're in a financial situation where you can't afford. Like you have a family, or you're gonna be fucked if you like. I'm not gonna lie. Get the thing if you have to. Like if you have to do it to keep your job, fucking do it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are trying to be like hard asses, but at the end of the day, like, who the fuck's paying your bills? Like, like there's a real life out there. So just saying, "Oh, don't comply." Don't comply if you can. Like if you're able to, don't. That would be my thing. But I mean, we don't have too much of an issue with that here in Florida, aside from obviously federal contractors and like I don't know, people like still in the military, shit like that. I know they're doing the OSHA thing, but there's no way that's going to stand here in Florida. It's really going to be the contractors and the military members and the federal employees and shit like that that's going to be an issue.
Right.
Which I mean, for them, push back, sure, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely push back. And this has been a hot topic in my team, in the issues team within the Florida Mises Caucus. We had a friendly discussion on whether to support or not support the I guess private part. Like we were all for saying public entities, federal entities accepting federal funds, state funds should not be able to mandate these vaccine mandates. But then whenever it comes to the private part of it, it's like you have to face that schism between libertarians where it's a private company, bro. But okay, it's fascism, it's corporatism, and that's the opposite side. So we voted, and I'm not going to say the result of that vote, but there was a discussion because I can see both sides. I have an anecdotal story about a friend who's immunocompromised. Her parents own a private business, run a church and such. They should have a right to exclude people if they're not like accepting federal funds, I don't think. But then are they accepting federal funds for something unrelated to COVID? Right? Would that count?
I think so.
Work.
I mean,
you can
I don't
still
really
get it. You can
Yeah.
still get it and spread it even if you get vaccinated. So it makes no sense to discriminate against people that aren't vaccinated.
No, I agree with you. I'm on your side of it, but I'm also saying like they are a
the
private
public,
business
private
and they have a
divide
right.
type thing. Yeah, I mean,
But did they have they? Let me ask you a question. Have they ever done that with any other disease ever?
No,
Then
you're right.
they can fuck themselves, in my
I mean,
opinion.
that's
like,
kind of
I mean, I
beside
don't
the
mean to
point,
be
though,
a
what
dick.
Robert's getting at,
That's
though.
what it is. Like they've never done it. They don't
What
do it with
Robert's
me.
getting at though is that like the infringing on private businesses type deal, which I can understand, and I've been saying for a while we have this issue of viewing things as a binary where we need to view it more along the spectrum. So, like when it comes to private public, and it is hard. Like when it comes to public policy, if you're like a governor or some shit, it is like where do you draw this clear cut line? Where's this clear cut line where you're like this is part of the entity of government and I have control over it, and this is a part of private that I don't? Because so many of these different entities are getting kickbacks in some form. So it is hard. So I'm not a fan of the infringing private property, but at the same time, am I gonna bitch about it? No. Like, I mean, if someone asked me, is that principle? Like, no. But you know what? I didn't fucking draft the legislation. I didn't vote for the dude. Like, I don't give a fuck.
To be clear on where I stand, I'm more towards like where Nick is, but there is disagreement within the Libertarian Party, right? On this issue, and there's disagreement everywhere. Yeah, is there ever not?
Right,
but it's a big topic to think about, honestly, because we have to find a right way to message it in a way that is uniting and not dividing. Right.
I think the answer is pretty simple. Like the private companies can do what they want, but the individuals can say what they want. Like if you want to discriminate against black people, that's your choice as a private business owner. But I think you're a piece of shit.
God damn.
Yes. I don't care.
Yeah, well,
you're a private business owner. You can
We're
do
just
what
going
you
straight
want.
to the fuck black people narrative.
Damn,
Cool.
bro. Okay.
You're an honorary white. You're not allowed to say this anymore.
Blackwater's a private company. They can do what they want.
Blackwater is a private company.
Blackwater is a private company. They can do what they want. Okay, but I have the right to protest them and say that this is bullshit. You're not allowed to do that. And the same thing with vaccine mandates. You're allowed to have vaccine mandates and requirements for people to come into your store and shop and stuff. But I also have the right to stand out front of your store and say that this store is a piece of shit and they're requiring these mandates and it's infringing on people. And I don't think it's right.
I think you also have to say that there's a lot of nuance to that, like that statement as well, right? As far as we've come from like 1964 in the Civil Rights Act, right? As libertarians, we understand that businesses should be allowed to discriminate, right?
Yep.
And the laws applied now, or like not having that law now, is way different from not having that law in 1964.
All right, guys, I gotta bounce.
Hard
Thanks
to
for
say.
having me. I gotta get out of
Later,
here.
Jose.
Have a good
Yeah,
show,
Jose.
Jose.
Hey man, take care. Thanks again.
We'll have
Look
you
forward
on.
to seeing more
We'll
from
have
Sears.
you on as a real guest soon.
I will never advocate for let's say, dressing up in a suit and tie and telling the grocery store in your area that we're no longer doing masks. I would never advocate for doing that. Like, I would not tell anybody ever to go to your local Walmart or whatever it may be in like really corporate looking clothing with some sort of name tag that you didn't fashion yourself, and taking down the signs off of the doors and telling the, scraping up the social distancing signs off of the floor. I don't think people should do that. Like, I don't think that should be something that people should do. But all I'm saying is, like, I don't know. You probably could get away with it. If I go to Walmart dressed up in a suit and tie and a blue button down with a coat and a black tie with a name tag, that says like executive fuck face, like whatever the hell it says, and go to people and say, hey, talk. Where's the manager? Bring me your manager. Okay, hey, listen, corporate, straight down from corporate. We're not doing this anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna go take these signs off of the doors. You guys want to scrape these plastic fucking stickers off of the floor? Go ahead and do it. I don't think you should do that, but you probably could get away with it. Like, whatever, especially if it's a local, non-corporate, like locally owned and operated grocery store. I think that's something you could do. You shouldn't do it, but you can get away with it. Like I said 3 times now.
Yeah.
Definitely not. I agree. We just need to be more aggressive about it. I mean, there's just not enough pushback right now. And, we talked about this before with Jeffrey Hahn. How close do you think we are to Australia, Nick? How close until we end up there?
Oh, man, that's a hard thing to say because literally they are putting people in camps. Like, they are literally putting people in spots that you are basically treated as a second-class citizen for even having potentially been exposed to somebody else that was sick. So I don't know if that, you never want to be the guy that says, oh, that couldn't happen here. I'm not saying it couldn't happen here, but
Jeffrey Hahn told us 3 months. You think that's too soon?
I think that's way too soon. I think that's way too soon. I think within 3 months, we're way more likely to have people. Oh,
Top Lobster in the chat.
Yes,
Top Lobster in the chat.
Oh shit!
I think 3
dropping
months
ends
from now,
in the chat.
because of the
Hang on, I
way
want to hear this.
that states are actually becoming more sovereign than they were before. I think because of the way that states are treating things differently, which is how it's supposed to be. That's what federalism is all about. Like just having the various areas kind of deciding upon themselves what's going to be done. It shouldn't be this top down. Hey, how about it? The is that wine?
Yeah.
Don't type the N-word in chat. It's not ends in the chat for Nick Ashley. You just type the end.
Thank you, Nick.
Dummies. There you go. You just
Mara, don't be retarded.
But
I didn't do anything.
Hey, you don't say that.
It's really hard to say that we'll be anywhere close to Australia just for the fact that different states are able to say, no, we're not going to do this, or yes, we are going to do that. So like people are going to be able to leave. We're kind of already seeing transitioning to, he spelled it wrong, but secession. Yeah, we're already seeing like de facto divorce, de facto secession.
peaceful divorce.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is like, look, dude, let's do that. Like I think it's way better to have all the shitty, like everybody knows where the best like states are to be if you want to have whatever lifestyle, whether you want to be a scared masker who's literally staying in your apartment for 13 months in a row, go to California, go to New York. You can do that. Like, but if you want to be able to be a guy, like if you're a blue collar dude, you want to keep up, you don't want to lose your fucking business, you don't want to lose your job, you don't want to stop being able to go and drink with the boys, like whatever it is, you know where to go if you want to do that. And it's not that simple because it's not that easy to just up and leave your home. But the people, by and large, a lot of the problem is a lot of these, and I was talking about this with some friends earlier, a lot of the policy that kind of gets pushed through on the entire state is decided by the blue cities, the ultra liberal, whether it's San Francisco and Los Angeles and California, whether it's New York City. If you go outside, if you go 10 miles north of New York City, you go to upstate New York, you may as well be in fucking rural Texas, right? Like in terms of the amount of conservatism / like conservatarian people that are out there, it's a totally different vibe compared to New York City. Or if you're in, if you're in Austin, which funnily enough, I have an Austin shirt on right now. If you're in Austin, it's totally different than if you're in like West Texas near the border of Mexico, like way down Southwest Texas. It's totally different. So I think that it's important to emphasize secession and decentralization in that way, but also like people are already understanding where is good and where is not good for how they want to live their lives. So I think that it's much more likely. But on the other hand, at the same time, the credo of the progressive or the evangelical leftist is, I know what's best for you, therefore do what I say or else. So it is kind of hard to break up with somebody that is holding on to you as hard as they possibly can. And
tell me about it, bro.
Know. Yeah, like I don't know about that. Me being married and all, like I've never had that kind of thing, but I know
get married,
that
have kids. You don't have these problems.
Toxic relationships exist. It's so hard to break up with a person that just does not want to let you go, despite how bad the relationship has gotten. And that's what it is. You've got, by and large, the left and the right in America. And the right, a lot of people want to just go ahead and break off and say, let's do our own thing and y'all can do your own thing. It's not you, it's me. Like that kind of, like a breakup, literally like a breakup. Mm-hmm. And then you have the left who is saying, no, you can't because secession means slavery and the Civil War and racism. It's like, okay, you fucking.
It's like you're living in the past.
You're bringing up the past. Exactly. Like,
we're not even going to
fuck out of
here. Think about the dissolution of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, or whenever.
It's fine. We just outsource for our slavery now. Like we just use minimum wage labor overseas. That's what happens.
No. We don't.
We have slavery. It's called prison.
Like, no, you're right. Right. Well, I mean,
the only legal slavery in this country.
Just ask Kamala Harris. She loved using that.
I'll be right back.
Secession is becoming a mainstream topic. I mean, you have freaking.
Oh, hell yeah.
You have Sarah Silverman on her podcast talking about breaking up. You've got boomer cons like Shapiro and Walsh.
Wait.
They're both talking about national divorces now. It's becoming a very, very mainstream topic. And the more it becomes a mainstream topic, obviously, the more likely it's going to fucking happen. But yes, Sarah Silverman actually said it's like a toxic relationship. And what happens in a toxic relationship, you have to break up. And it's essentially what she said. So it's,
she's been talking to Michael Malice.
I'm trying to find it. Did she use the word secession?
Has she been talking to Michael Malice?
Yes.
She said break up.
Well, I don't know if she used. Yeah, I don't think she used secession, but she basically talked about secession.
Is that Rich in this?
Yeah, Rich is here.
What up, dickhead?
Hey, welcome to the show.
What's up, my fellow honorary white?
Hey,
hold on. How'd I become an honorary white person?
I will explain in a second. Please give me 1 second. Send me the clips of Sarah Silverman and everybody else talking about secession so we can play and react.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
We gotta find them.
So honorary white is because I was on Luchadors of Liberty and we were talking about, they needed some brown people, not white people at the Solutionary Summit.
Not me.
And Rob was like, I'm obviously white, but we had Rich and Josh there and they're obviously not white. I said, they're honorary whites. So there you guys are. There you are.
Yeah.
So if you want to see that,
we've established because of my Polish heritage.
No, you're
wait.
Right.
If you want to see that, no, he's not. Yeah, but if you want to see that talk, go listen to the Higher Frequency Podcast Network. Luchadors of Liberty.
If I took you a screenshot of my 23andMe, I am exceptionally white.
Oh.
But I'm very Polish, so I'm actually a white Negro of Europe. So
same here. That's what I'm talking about. White Negroes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Poland.
No.
And before anybody gets offended, you all
Where's
need
this
to
clip
do
at?
your research.
I just sent it to you in Discord.
Where?
Yeah, Haitian Revolution.
Links.
I see.
Links.
Y'all can figure that out on your own time. I don't got time to educate all of you fuckers.
Do you believe in voodoo and shit?
The fuck?
Hell yeah! I believe in whatever you pay me to believe in. I'm a capitalist.
That when I first started
I'll
podcasting,
endorse whatever you tell me to, as long as you pay me right.
When I first started podcasting, I was going to do my first episode with a Mexican roommate I had and a Haitian friend, fraternity brother. They both have voodoo experiences.
Oh shit!
I'm still wanting to do that.
Ooh, that's some dark shit.
Hey, hold up real quick.
I'd be down to join you on that one.
Yeah,
Hey.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yo, guys, hold on real
I'm
quick. I gotta press pause. Nick, man, what the fuck happened to your face, dude?
I wanted to. I was just fooling around with a new look, and I just kept like the chin goatee. And I told. I mean, I look. I returned to Wigger. Like that's my roots. I'm white trash.
There you go. Yep.
I had
Iron proof.
Even that word just like hit me deep. That's crazy.
I had to get rid
Dirty
of that
white
so
trash.
that
You gotta
I'm gonna
embrace
let it grow back. It'll grow back,
Right.
and it'll be back like it was before. But yeah, like I had to trim off the chin scrub, so it all would grow back evenly. But it'll be back in a couple of weeks or a month or two or whatever.
All right, so I have the Sarah Silverman clip. If we want to watch that, and then we can react.
Play that because I'm curious. I saw the links and I haven't
haven't-
still not seen it.
I haven't watched it because I don't like listening to her talk.
I mean, she
Look,
just makes me
is
cringe so much.
fucking
That's the thing.
annoying.
Yes.
She's insufferable.
I'm glad we all agree on that. Let's go.
Slow.
I can
Turn
barely
it
hear
up. Turn it up.
Turn it up, Crosby.
Wait. Wait. It's loud as fuck in my ear. What do you mean turn it up?
We can't hear it
It's
on the
low
show.
as
It's
fuck.
quiet as
Can't
fuck
hear
in
it.
our ears. I don't care
Everyone
what
be
it's
quiet.
is.
Everyone just be quiet.
Hold on. Let me all
I'm
right.
gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We're gonna figure out these technical difficulties.
Ooh.
Maybe
Let's
it's
drop
because
my
of
beer.
the Twitter video.
All right. So Sarah Silverman is definitely a statist, right? Like we can all say that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if she's talking about it, then we can reach across the aisle pretty well on this topic.
You hope so.
Well, that's
I
why
hope
I'm
so.
saying it's like, has she been listening to Michael Malice?
No.
Mm.
All right, ready?
Probably
I think
not,
I got
but
it. I think I got it. Tell me.
I mean, this may be a negative
Yeah.
thought, but or
Good.
maybe a positive one.
Good.
I don't know. But if people aren't getting along, like in relationship, they break up. You know, so like, why don't we just finally just realize that these states aren't working and like divide up into like 2 or 3 countries?
More.
Of
50.
it, USA 1 and
Keep
USA
talking that
2.
shit, girl. Oh yeah.
And they can be USA 1. Like the conservatives can be USA 1 because they love being number 1 and it means something to them. And I'd love to have that be theirs. They can be USA 1, we'll be USA 2, and we'll be allies. And you'll come over here and we'll
outta
go
here. I
over
want
there. And,
Okay,
you know,
pause.
when you come to certain,
Pause.
many
I'm
times when
trying. Okay, go.
Go
Pause
around the
that.
Come
circle.
on, let's be.
We all
real.
gotta
That
say something.
allyship
Oh,
between
God, yeah.
Conservative USA number 1 and liberal USA number 2. That's gonna last like 1 year. Not even. That's not gonna last. We're going to war with you because you guys allow insert things that liberals like and conservatives don't like. Well, we're going to go to war with you, even though none of us actually like to touch guns. But we're going to go to war with you over thing that conservatives like, liberals don't like. That
Rob.
allyship is not
Oh,
going
boy.
to last.
I
We're
don't
gonna have
think
the
so,
DNC
but
in, like no time.
Rob, go ahead.
She's hot again. That's it. That's it.
secession is always sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there have been
But-
like leftist secessionist movements in the past. I don't know why people want to act like secessionist movements are always like right-wing reactionary. Like
We literally saw one last year, the Chaz.
Callie
That-
keeps talking about it.
Wow, that's a good point. Yeah.
Catalonia
Yeah, no, every year Catalonia does a referendum,
and
Spa-
Scotland.
and Spain just ignores it. Spain just says no.
Scotland wants to be independent from the rest of the UK because they're way more lefty than the rest of the UK is.
Yeah.
From my understanding of the situation, there's not like secessionist movements or independence movements or whatever. Like you would think that it all goes back to the Civil War. That's all it ever goes back to in America. It's toxic. It's nuclear.
And frankly, I was making this point when all the shit was going on during the election and we still didn't have a concise answer as to what happened after November 4th, where I was just like, okay, crazy idea here, guys. Biden rules the blue states and Trump gets the red states.
Yeah. Like, why does it have to be this way? It's so dumb. Like, we have to
It's
have
always
this
been
specifically
Okay, well, if
defined.
it wasn't this way, then my team wouldn't get to oppress the other team for 4 to 8 years, depending on who's in office.
And that's why we
Consider
just
that.
need to go back to whoever loses the presidency becomes the vice president, just like it was back in olden days. So you're going to run against your vice president, and you know who it's going to be. It's which one of you motherfuckers is going to actually win the actual election, you pussies.
You know, I might be a history guy, but why did they get rid of that anyways?
Because it's stupid.
Because somebody probably was being a hoe.
The election was rigged. It's fraudulent. We filed many lawsuits. Big, huge, humongous lawsuits, all in Georgia. You can count them.
Biggest,
count
best.
The
You want to continue with this lady?
I can't do this.
yeah.
And I'm curious at this point.
Let her finish.
You buy curious.
Go to a
Let the
different
woman
country,
finish.
you have to get a vaccine.
I'm gonna back up.
Many times when you go to a different country, you have to get a vaccine.
Okay.
Somebody's laughing in the background.
That's it. By the end of the question, by the end of my answer, I have no idea what the question was. I don't think I'm anywhere near it. Click on the link in my bio to subscribe.
Eat my ass.
Wait a minute, right? Like,
I think she was using that as an excuse to vaccine people.
so she's saying USA number two, motherfucker, would have to require a vaccine to go.
That's
into.
cool. I don't leave the great state of Florida anyway, so I don't give a shit.
Look,
Yeah.
okay, look, I respect like the sovereignty of other nations. Like if I'm traveling to Scotland or if I'm going to Australia or something like that, I'm going to get whatever they want, but I'm never going to Australia because of what they fucking done this year. That's my decision.
They'll put you in a fucking stadium if you go there now.
I know.
Yeah.
And not the good
Nope,
stadiums, the fucking one with the crooks.
You cunt.
You can't. Yeah. Look.
Hey, all I gotta
They're gonna
say
fucking
is,
swab your butthole for COVID as as you get there.
Well,
Crikey.
jokes on them. I like that shit. So bring it on.
hey, legit, I don't think
Robert,
anybody
why
had
are you
Sarah Silverman
so
on
many
their fucking
impressions?
2020 bingo, the 2021 bingo.
I
Not
didn't
me.
have based Nicki Minaj on there either.
There's
Yeah,
so
seriously.
wait, hang on. There's so much
Oh
shit
my
going on.
god, yeah.
Can we go Mitch, Tim, skip me, Duke, at Nick, or Nick first? Nick first.
Yeah,
If he has
I'm
anything.
skipping. Go.
What are we talking about? Silverman or
no
Minaj?
idea.
There was just a blanket of shit just thrown at us at that point.
We were all reacting.
I don't have much
Andrew.
more to say other than like, you know, it is.
It is what it is.
Well, no, it will be good if you have some prominent like progressives or whatever the fuck they call themselves talking about this, talking about the idea of splitting up the country, just for no reason other than the fact that, like I said, it seems to be the left by and large that wants to keep everything together, and it's because they're universalists. Like if something is for somebody, it has to be for everybody. And the right typically being okay with hierarchy or accepting of hierarchy or even venerating hierarchy. Like that's basically what the right is. The hallmark of the right is, I should say. And we're okay with saying it's okay that if you're going to go and be a different person, you know, it's okay if you're going to go and be a different,
just whatever the hell you want to
have
talk
a different
about,
life.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think that it would be it is very helpful for prominent progressive celebrities to be talking about it, if for nothing else, and to normalize the idea with their, you know, the typical Hollywood watching progressive fan base.
Amen.
Yeah. I'm ready for Secession. I see Texas posting a lot of stuff about it.
New Hampshire officially introduced
New
a bill
Hampshire
to
officially.
secede
Yeah,
from the union.
We're ready. The Flexit is on. Let's go.
We got to
Florida.
jump on that shit here in Florida. New Hampshire's out freedoming us.
Yeah, no shit. Like, get the fuck out.
And here I was bragging weeks ago that we're number one.
Well, look, they have a super smaller population, and they have the Free State Project there.
Yeah.
Florida has
Yeah,
a
gotta give 'em that.
Florida has a really good chance of it, though. I will say that. I think the only thing that'll kill it is if DeSantis tries to run for president. And
he is. He's
but
got
I
to
know
run for something in national capacity.
there are a lot of people who are saying like if DeSantis would just run for like could just run for governor again. He could definitely win.
Well, governor's race is first, so he's going to run for that.
Yeah.
And then,
2022, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and he could easily just kind of have his own little nation of Florida. Whether it's actually like officially seceded, whether it's paperwork and saying fuck that, or it's just nullification, where he says, no, we're going to ignore the edicts of Joe Biden, or we're going to ignore the federal government's laws or whatever it may be. Just like, I mean, it's happened all over the country for the entirety of the existence of this country. Like nullification is a thing. So if it could just be done via nullification, where basically Florida's an entirely different place than the rest of the United States, that's good. Or if it's a full-on secession where they say we're actually no longer the part of the United States, we're our own country of the Commonwealth of Florida or whatever. But that's not going to happen if you get some if he runs for president and leaves behind and some fucking lame ass conservative or typical progressive becomes governor of Florida.
Charlie Crist or Rick Scott comes back.
I mean, we really lucked out with DeSantis. It was like nobody knew what he was going to be or what he wasn't going to be when he was running against Gillum, and that's why the race was so close. Like, I don't know. We really lucked out. Like, we got lucky. We've had Rick Scott before. We've had people like Marco Rubio before. We've had Charlie Crist before. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we've had this debate before. What do you think, Nick? Should we run somebody against DeSantis?
The LP? No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I think that there are strategic places you could run somebody in the LP.
I knew you were going to say no. I just wanted to ask.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, I think
Nick, that's
it. But the thing, like, you could have, and this is probably more appropriate for senatorial or representative seats in Congress. Is probably more appropriate to do this, where you look at a guy, and look, you have to go into it knowing the LP is not going to win the seat in Congress.
Right.
We have to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the difference,
keep going.
If it's the difference between, having in Georgia, for example, they had a big race between there was Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue versus Raphael Warnock and goodness, I can't remember that other guy's name. Ossoff, yes, the gay one.
Hello.
And a libertarian candidate could have said, hey, whoever is better on the whatever issues there are, like, they could have looked at them and said, you be better on this issue or else I will run and campaign super hard against you. I don't know if that's what Shane Hazel did for that run. I don't know what he did for that. But the point is you can look and say, okay, you're the Republican. Well, I'll come from the right and I'll say, I'm even better on gun rights. I'm even better on, the COVID nonsense. I'm even better on this shit. And then you're going to look weak in comparison to me and people are going to vote for the other guy. So, or vote for me and steal votes from you. Then the other guy will win. That's where the LB could be useful in bigger elections like that. For a governor, I don't know if that would be a tactical, like a feasibly thing, if a tactically feasible thing to do. I don't know. Because it's a way bigger thing. It's not just a matter of a district. It's a matter of an entire state. Then again, the state elects the senators, don't they?
And dude, with the governor run, I mean, DeSantis won by 30,000 votes, and this is my argument that we were talking about. What was it, 2 weeks ago? There's 60,000 libertarians in Florida. We covered that spread. If we tell him, hey, you give us, constitutional carry. You give us decriminalization and school choice. Whatever are, these are our three demands. Give us this, or we're going to run somebody so far to the right of you that you're going to look like a liberal little bitch. You know what I mean?
Frankly, look at history.
Can I? Go ahead, Mitch. Sorry.
Those who have gotten conquered throughout history, those who play ball with the new regime to some degree, end up getting something out of it. Mm-hmm. By running anyone against DeSantis, we stand to lose more than we do to gain. Let's say someone like a fucking Andrew Gillum comes in and does win. Good. Now we have Gavin Newsom 2.0. Now we have Gretchen Whitmer 2.0, our own Florida version.
We would have been locked down for the past year and a half.
Oh, I wouldn't have my job right now.
So
fucking big corporate stores would be open, but my family-owned business wouldn't be.
You guys,
hang on, Josh. Hang on, Josh.
No, go.
Yeah. So this might be nitpicky, but I just want to say it so we're clear on this. I agree with both of you guys, but I don't think we should say we'll run to the right of you, because I don't agree with that political spectrum. I agree with Matt Kibbe when he says it's a top-down spectrum. It's a up and down spectrum. It's from freedom to totalitarianism, right? And we're not running to the right. We're not running to the left. We're running on freedom.
Well, the point I was making is that's not how the average voter sees it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, the average voter. You're right. Like you're correct, and like from a philosophical standpoint. But the fact of the matter is, if you say, okay, we're going to be doing, X, we're going to be running on X, Y, and Z platforms, the people are going to see that as, oh, he's a better conservative than DeSantis or whatever. Like it's just what it is. You got to play politics, and it's dirty.
Politically, yeah.
And it's fucked up, but that's what you got to do.
Yeah, but I just like to interject that. That's why I said it's nitpicky and it's philosophical, but I like to interject that.
Yeah.
When I can.
Looked like Josh was pretty animated.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to.
I was like,
I didn't want to
because I'm zoning out now, because I'm like, all right, cool. But like, I just don't
stoned.
understand why everybody's so. No, I'm not. I'm really actually like kind of drunk right now. But no, like I just don't understand why people really believe that like we're the state where people throw fucking alligators through Wendy's fucking drive-through windows. You really think we're gonna give a shit about what the motherfuckers in Tallahassee got to say? No. All of us are gonna go, okay, cool, bro. Cool story. You should tell that one at parties to get bitches, because like none of us are gonna pay attention or care about that. We're gonna carry on what we're doing. So like, I don't really give a fuck. Like that's the thing. Unless we can get these concessions before the election, like if you can, like, okay, you can give us gun rights, you can give us constitutional carry, school choice, and fucking death wish all before the election, then yeah, we can talk about not running somebody. But other than that, fuck you. I don't really care about if a Democrat wins, because reality is and I get and Nick is absolutely right. Like not everybody's in the position where you're in that situation, but like for somebody like me, I'm gonna go, okay, cool, you can win. I don't really care. It wasn't like I was gonna comply if fucking the other person won anyway. I don't give a shit.
Well, here's the problem, though.
I'm gonna keep going about my life the same way.
I get what you're saying, but the reality is how many people in New York said, I'm not going to comply, and they're still fucked anyway. How many people in California who are blue-collar workers who are out in the country outside of San Diego, they have no fucking job because of the governor. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
If you don't comply, that doesn't change anything if the rest of the people around you are complying. Like, and I get why you won't.
Well, the problem is the Republican will try to do something, and the people on the small level, like what you're talking about, will be like, go fuck yourself. And the Republican will be like, oh, geez, I tried. Meanwhile, the Democrat will say, I'm going to do something. People on the small level will say, go fuck yourself. And the Democrat will be like, okay, motherfucker, here's the force of the state. I think that's more the fear than anything else.
I think that I think Tho Bishop has a good model, like a good idea of what he's doing. And he's way more politically savvy than I am, being involved in politics pretty much his entire life. But he's just a good person to point to and say, this guy knows, what he's talking about. He's a smart dude.
Tho Bishop, whenever you want to come on.
We should get Tho on. He knows of us. He knows of us.
Yeah, he's in Florida too.
Yeah.
But I think right now, in today's America, the only issue right now is coronavirus restrictions. Like that's the thing that's affecting everybody. I mean, we had tens of millions of people put out of work, get on unemployment. Like that is a major deal. You want to talk about something that affects this is the idea of like populism. It's just talking to the average person and saying, look, I think that you, average Joe, should be back at work. I don't think that you should be put out of work because there's a risk that a 68-year-old will come into your business and catch coronavirus and die. And I think that since it is the only issue, it's an extenuating circumstance. Like, obviously, Josh, what you were saying earlier is very, very legitimate. Like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Like, when you're talking about things like drug laws or gun laws, it's really easy to not comply with that and get away with it and still live as if those laws didn't exist. But in today's America, that's just not an option for a lot of people. You could not comply all you want, but that ain't going to mean anything if you can't work anymore. And the only way, I think that it makes a gigantic difference that Andrew Gillum did not win this gubernatorial election. And that DeSantis did.
Oh, yeah.
Because you guys probably wouldn't be here right now doing this show. And a lot of people in Florida wouldn't be in their homes anymore. Well, I would say wouldn't be in their homes. They put on the eviction moratorium. So who the fuck knows how that would have gone? But, you guys kind of get what I'm saying here. Like, it would have been a massively different situation. So this is the issue. It's number one. That's it. There is nothing else to be discussed about right now. So, yeah, you can't just rely on non-compliance from you and your friends who know what the fuck is up. Like, we all know it ain't that bad. If you catch the virus, you have a 99% chance of surviving. You ain't gonna be in the hospital. You're gonna be fine. Oh, go ahead, Mitch. You look like you want to say something.
No, I was just gonna say it's a damn shame that Jose had to leave early here, because at the same time, with everything you're saying, that goes back to Spooner's argument on defensive voting.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to be defensive. You have to be strategic.
Yes, and something that really bothers me, because today is apparently Constitution Day.
Oh, it is?
And yeah, so dude, this is something that bothers me so badly about like libertarians and anarchists, is that they forget half of Spooner. Okay, they say and he was correct when he wrote the Constitution of No Authority, where he said, not only does the Constitution not apply to anybody that didn't sign it, but it's been powerless to prevent the government from growing to the scale it has grown to. And this was in the 1870s, or the 1860s, rather, because he was 1850s, 1860s. He wrote this shit.
He was that old? I thought it was more recent than that.
No, because he was an abolitionist.
No, it was before. Yeah, it was before the Civil War.
Yeah. What's up, Robert?
So I Duke, you got it, because I got something that's sort of related, but not quite related. So if you got something more.
Well, I was just going to continue and say, yeah, he wrote, and he was correct when he wrote that the Constitution had been powerless to prevent the government from growing to the size that it had. But what people forget is that he said, absolutely remind these politicians that they can be strung up for not obeying the Constitution. Mm-hmm. So it's not that the Constitution is absolutely useless, worthless piece of paper. It's that it doesn't prevent the government from growing. But, however, these politicians swore an oath to this document. They are legally bound to this document. So, therefore, you have to point that out and tell them, we will make you suffer consequences for not abiding by the Constitution, which you swore an oath to. So, it's not that it's useless. It is useless in the broader sense of the term. But definitely don't just disregard it, because these politicians swore an oath to it, and you can use that to your advantage. Just use it for leverage. It's useful for leverage is what it is. Right. And people seem to forget half of, what he said there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, that brings a very interesting conversation up, because, and it just seems to be, and just this is me personally speaking right now from nowhere but the side of my head. But it seems to be that a lot of libertarians are scared to utilize whatever power they have in order to make that happen. And more of what I'm saying is that, we always talk about the non-aggression principle, and that it's such an important thing for us fundamentally as libertarians. But where is the line drawn, exactly? Because everybody seems to have a different on what aggression is. And where does the line draw where the NAP starts becoming less of a mandatory? Yeah, exactly. Where does it start becoming subjective and, stop becoming objective?
Well, according to the LNC, apparently words are violence now.
Massachusetts.
Fuck those dickheads. I just want to throw it out there. I think we're well past lines being crossed in the NAP as far as the government's concerned.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Something I've been saying a lot, is just you can't. The fact of the matter is, I am not smart enough. I'm not knowledgeable enough. I don't have the patience. I don't have the time where I can sit down and make a flow chart and look at every piece of government legislation and everything that private businesses, quote unquote, private businesses do, and make a flow chart and say, well, in step 1, there was no NAP violation. And then in step 2, there was NAP violation here at point A, but not at point B. And therefore, step 3 is legitimate at point B, but not point C. Like, I can't do that. I'm not Stefan Kinsella. I'm not Hans Hermann Hoppe. I'm not Murray Rothbard. Like, nobody can sit there and figure out exactly at what point the NAP was violated, at what point aggression had occurred, or at what point libertarian theory says this person should be punished or this person should not be punished, or you are within your rights to do this. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view, from a broad scale, and saying, okay, my gut says this. Now, the reason, and then I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about here, is that I don't think that it is legitimate for businesses to be implementing vaccination requirements because it has been so heavily propagandized and has been so heavily pushed by the government itself. This would not be the case had it not been for all of the previous government's action over the past 18 months. It wouldn't be this way. There's no way it would. And I know that. Like, you could say, oh, no, you don't know that. No, motherfucker, I do know that. Like, I know for a fact. And you know how I know that? Is because no business has ever required me to have a vaccination for way more deadly diseases like measles, like meningitis, like tuberculosis, like all these other diseases that kill way
fucking
more
swine
people.
flu.
Yeah, or H1N1. This has never happened. I know it
Fucking
happened.
swine flu, bro.
So this is not a situation where the response from private businesses is a free market response. And the comparison that I like to make is public schools. It's no coincidence that public schools give you a overwhelmingly positive view of government action. They make the government to be the good guys. So look at it like that. You know, they want to do, these businesses, they're reacting to the previous actions by the government, which included shutting down businesses, making non-essential workers stay home, and therefore places went out of business. All they're trying to do is stay alive because of the government's previous actions. Now, on top of that, we all know the government is just the mafia with a taste of legitimacy from the eyes of the people. We all know that's what they are. So we have no idea what kind of backroom deals they're making. And I think I mentioned this the last time I appeared on y'all's show. Like, we have no idea what they tell these businesses, like what they took the CEO of Walmart and said, if you don't require vaccination for your customers or for your employees, well, what we're going to do is we're going to take your daughter out back and we're going to fucking put a 45 in her brain. Like, we don't know what the fuck. And that's what they do. That's how they operate. That's the entire purpose of the FBI and the CIA, is to make these shady backroom deals where they fuck with people and get what they want. So we have no clue what's going on. And my gut tells me that this vaccination requirement from private businesses is not consistent with libertarian theory, despite your property rights, objections or not. Like, my gut tells me no, that ain't the case.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I make that argument too a lot, saying like, hey, we don't have security clearance, right? Like, none of us in this room have security clearance. So, and no one on CNN that we know of, or like Fox that we know of, has. Well, okay, okay. Well, maybe you did.
Security clearance.
They're about to yank your shit as soon as they see one of these episodes. Yeah, they're about to yank your shit.
No, I'm on the fucking list already, dude. Don't worry.
I want to get this in before I forget it. It's unrelated, kind of, but it's along the same vein. I'm working on a theory that's based in like legal theory, like just common law legal theory, contract law, right? You have to have a breach of a contract, and then you can basically sue, right? So the contract originally was the first Bill of Rights, the 10 Amendments, right? At this point, the United States government has broken all 10 amendments. Every single one of them, including quartering troops in homes, right? Because during BLM riots, Trump quartered troops in hotels, forced that to happen. Hotel said, okay, we'll let it happen. That was the last one. So essentially, a contract has been broken between the people and the United States government. What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we already contract with a lot of these hotels already.
And it's not like that's a
probably.
thing to base a legal case off of, right? It's just like saying, like, if this was a contract, which essentially that's what we heard. That's why the Federalists agreed with the Union, because they said, these are our Bill of Rights. This is the contract between you and the people. You broke it.
So here's the thing with the whole like private contract, and we're putting these soldiers up in hotels, is we already have government contracts with these things. Like before I went to basic training, they housed me at the Wyndham Hotel in Hill in New Jersey. And that was exactly, they have a government contract for that facility to allow for the U.S. Army to allow for their soldiers who are going to be sent off the basic training from Fort Dix to stay in that hotel so that they can just bust them straight to Fort Dix from there. So, I mean, as far as the whole like private rights thing, these guys are already under federal contracts. They already have contracts with these fucking organizations in these different areas to house
voluntarily. You're saying voluntarily they did that.
Yeah, they already, it's part of the contract. They're like, hey, we have troops in this area. You have a contract with us. We want you to house them in your facilities. And they're going to go, all right, well, you've done right by us on the other contract, so we're going to fucking fuck you. Like, that's where you got to kind of like, and that's where it comes on us to, look at those things and like, hey, no, seriously, like, who's running these contracts? Who's lobbying for these things? That's where you really got to do your research if you're, you really want to like, take that moral high ground of, oh, well, if they're going to do this shit, then I'm not going to support them. Like, you see too many libertarians like, oh, well, I'm not going to do it. Like, bullshit. You're fucking supporting the same people you said you hate 10 minutes ago. Fuck off.
Okay. Well, technically, to break a contract, you don't have to break every single part of the contract. You just have to break one of the parts of the contract. And so if that's the one that's left,
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
I'm not lawyer.
I espouse no legal advice. I am not a lawyer. I am not bar
certified. Look,
I
am technically not either. None of this is legal advice, right? Until February, right? But if I'm writing an article about this and that's the only long stretch I have to make, then I'm perfectly okay with that. I'll settle with that all day.
Also, if you're not a lawyer, I would just like to butt in for a second and say, not a financial advisor, buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy gold, and buy silver.
God damn it. All right.
I don't say buy gold. I
they
say
all suck. You can't eat any of them.
It will pay off.
We got our survivalists down there.
Well, Rich is showing his shirt. Josh, you should show your shirt. Maj Touré, everybody.
Fuck that. Yeah, I saw that.
What's that? Fuck that. Fuck that. What's the bottom? I can't see the bottom.
Fuck that.
So Josh, might get you in a little Dutch here, but what did certain individuals say about the Solutionary Summit and their respect to libertarianism?
Here we go.
Damn. Okay, I was there too. Me, Josh, and Rich were there.
I want to hear what these two have to say.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question though? I also got the robot aids from you.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
The stream heard you fine. Don't worry about these losers.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh. You heard what I said.
No, I didn't. That's why I'm asking.
That's why I'm asking too.
Bro. Stream heard you fine, but what he wants to know is what happened with the Solutionary Summit and the LPF. What is going on there?
Yeah,
and tell them a little bit what the Solutionary Summit is, just so people listening might
Josh, you're the VP, so go ahead.
We'll get Nick's reaction as an outsider as to what the fuck these people said.
I don't know what y'all are even talking about right now.
Just go. You don't know what the Solutionary Summit is?
No, I don't. It sounds like
is
it a final Solutionary Summit?
It's actually Maj Touré's.
Nick, we're revoking your black card. You're back to being white again. Sorry.
It's because he's white. Yeah, I was about to say it's because he's white.
I'll get him.
Yeah.
White boy.
Go ahead.
Hey, Josh, you want me to take this one?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You can take this one, man. I'm a little saucy tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine.
Rich, me too. Anyway, so okay.
Mr.
Just to set the
Spearhead.
context, Nick, the Solutionary Summit. Do you know who Maj Toure is? Black Guns Matter.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so his whole thing is be solutionary. He hosts the Solutionary Summit once a year. So
Second annual. Second
semi-annual.
annual.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Second annual.
No, it's the second annual. You're right. You're right. Go.
So they had one in Miami. So naturally, pretty much the entire Mises Caucus said the LPF needs to be there. We should have a table, so on and so forth. And a lot of people were saying, no, we don't do well with that demographic, blah, 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 that type of thing.
No, not that. Not that. Wait, hang on.
Long story short.
Wait, not
a lot of people, one person.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, one person at a time, please.
Please.
Go ahead.
Not that we don't do well with that demographic. Typically, we don't do well with minorities. And you don't do well with minorities because you don't show up at their events. That's why.
Yeah. Typically,
Rich,
we don't do
go on.
well with minorities. And then it turned into a whole Mises versus, Mises doesn't represent the LPF thing, and LPF isn't Mises, and blah, blah, blah. So it turned into a whole shit show. Long story short, Mises killed it at the
Can we redact
Solutionary
some of that
Summit.
information and share that, please?
What do you want to say, man?
Can we
You're the
redact
VC.
some
What
of
do
the
you wanna
information?
say?
No, what I'm saying is
Just
redact
put it in the
names
private chat.
on everything and No, like I want to put up on the big screen. I want the names redacted. Like, if you can cover up the names and all that on who was involved and just show what was sent.
Okay.
In our
I can read it.
And
Just go. We're petering around the.
So you can play with your Peter, Mitch. Anyway, look at this. The first day. Long story short, LPF did get convinced to show up at the Solutionary Summit. The Mises Caucus table, way bigger, way huger, way better table. Anyway, the first day, Hector was there for the LPF. Great. Hector did a great job. He also missed our podcast, so not a great job on that. Anyway, the next day, the LPF sent the whitest dude I've ever met in my life.
It was Robert.
No, it's okay. You can ask Josh. I am very white. You can see my skin. I'm very white, but I relate to. I can relate to everybody. You motherfucker.
You are.
Robert
you really are.
Yeah, bro. I turn the lights off and you could still see me, obviously. But
you look like a fucking reflective strip on the back.
Go ahead. All right, everybody. Go around the circle.
Light on you, and I'll get blinded.
Hey, it looks like one of those fucking gay ass vampires from Twilight.
That's fucked up.
Okay.
Ginger, please.
I like to call pause so I can read this real quick.
Go.
It's real quick, and this is in regard to setting up a table for the LPF at the Solutionary Summit with Maj Toure. And I quote, "This is not the Libertarian of Florida. Many of us are offended that you think it is." That is the message we got from a very high up individual in the LPF when asking.
Hold on.
Was a very high up individual.
Real quick. I remember that message specifically.
Tragic what happened to that man.
Wow. That message specifically was about the meme that somebody made that had Michael Heiss, and they photoshopped a gun into his hand, and it said, "Get in, pussy. We're taking over Florida," or something like that.
Over Florida.
Yeah, fucking me. We didn't even know. I don't even think someone in
Some
Florida
random
made
person, I don't think it
Can
was
you
even one of
share?
us. Some random person made a meme, and that offended people. So again, just to put shit into context.
Whoever that was who does that, I hope that they pat themselves on the back. They triggered someone without even trying.
Okay,
seriously.
Look, but I was
anyways,
there.
go on.
I was there all 3 days, and Josh and Rich, we coalition with a lot of people. We got a lot of signups. Michael Heiss was there as well, and we even coalitioned with the Nation of Islam. Like the Nation of Islam was like, "We've heard of you guys, and we like what you're saying."
Like they were happy to see us there, and they were like thanking us for coming out and being there and being involved. So like if you want to talk like strange bedfellows, like Mises Caucus and Nation of Islam, I would say that's probably the strangest bedfellows you're gonna get.
And he spit some truth to me about some Malcolm X shit that I didn't even know, and I was like, damn, I want to read Malcolm X's biography now and shit like that. But he also did look like two midgets in a suit. I'm not even gonna lie. This guy was like 7 foot tall, wearing a tuxedo suit with an overcoat in Miami, Florida, when it's like night. Josh, can someone vouch for me? Like this guy was
if you ever watched Law and Order and seen anything with the Nation of Islam, that is exactly what you saw there.
Oh, and yeah, he had a whole ass entourage. Dude.
Yes. No, they were legit. They were legit bodyguards, like just standing in the back on stage, like.
Yeah.
Quietly standing behind them.
Me and Rob tried to talk to them at the after party, and like the fucking like entourage like basically like cut him off from me and Rob and was like, "What do you need from him? Like you can't talk to him until you talk to us."
No, it wasn't like that. I got the vibe. Okay. If that's the vibe you got, that's fine. I got the vibe of they were at an after party where everyone was drinking, and it did not seem like they were partaking in any kind of substances, alcohol, drugs, nothing.
Muslim. They don't do that.
Right.
Muslims don't.
Right. So yeah, they were like, I think they were just trying to get out. I didn't think they were trying to give that vibe off to us because they were talking to us. I even talked to the guy. It's just I couldn't hear him from way up there. He was like 7'2", like honestly, and I'm 5'4". So I literally could not hear him from way up there. It was absolutely insane. I don't even know how to describe it. I've never talked to someone that I've never like two people in an overcoat and a whole ass suit. That's what it was.
All right. So
sorry.
Listen, guys, we're getting near the end here. Before we end out, I have one more thing that I'd like us to discuss, just as a fun note to end the show on. But before I do that, I want to thank Nick. Nick, you're still the king no matter what your dad says. You're the best. Here's a drink to you, man. Thanks for coming on the show and bailing out Michael Heiss.
It's very fun. I love hanging with you guys. You guys rock.
Yeah. He definitely owes you one, as I said. And, so here's where I want to – here's a funny note, a good note to end the show on. More than 40% of us want to sleep with sex robots. With men more than women.
Dude, why is this? I've talked about this 3 times this week, and it's so fucking
more keen. We're more keen to fuck robots.
Who would have thought that men want more of the pleasure and less of the bitching?
Yeah, there you go.
Have you heard some of these AIs that they have in these sex robots? They're total cunts.
Yeah,
that's because we're automatically attracted to bitches. Like, ask all of my ex-girlfriends; they're all bitches.
So,
Jesus.
I want to go around the room. Would you fuck a sex robot? Duke.
Yeah.
You're not up yet, Duke.
Don't go to me. Yeah.
I mean, I used to fuck my couch when I was 12, so I'll fuck a robot.
There we go. Dude, sorry, Rich.
Dude, honestly, like, up until today, I would have said no, but like, it's like, well, shit. Like, now I'm curious. Yeah, sure, why not?
Nick, you're on the spot. What's up?
Look, I would like to say no.
Look, I'd probably be lying.
It's a better alternative than a hooker.
Yeah,
there you go.
I mean,
you got a point.
Positive spin. You're good at the you're good at the positives. Better.
I'm putting Mara at the end because this is going to be great. Josh, what say you?
I think Josh dropped out.
Josh, are you alive? Okay,
Josh,
Robert.
We all know Josh is hitting it. Stop.
I'm saying yes, just purely because I've stuck my dick in like way worse places. So.
Seriously.
Your girlfriend will not be happy to hear that.
I'm single now, Duke. If you haven't heard.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to open that wound up.
He's joining our team of wingmen, but in my case, it's kind of like, I always in this fantasy, I was always imagining one of those weird alien chicks from science fiction. you know, like the blue chick or the green chick. But you know what? If robot, okay, why not? Why not? I mean, not my first choice, but we'll go with that.
Josh, I answered.
So you would
I
fuck
told
the
him you
robot?
totally
Is that
would.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's like it's like not my first choice, but fuck it.
It sounded like we were like almost
Literally.
unanimous. So
No, we're not.
Hey,
Go
hold on a
ahead.
second.
Josh.
Hold on a second. I got to interject here. All you
Go.
fuckers need to stop acting so like depressed that you're gonna fuck this robot. You're acting like it's such like you're acting like it's such a hard choice. You know you're gonna do it. Stop acting like it's such a hard decision.
You're the
okay?
Neil Armstrong of fucking robots.
Like y'all are some bitch.
One small stroke for man.
Stick my dick in anything.
One large thrust for mankind.
Y'all are some pussies. I'll stick my dick anywhere anybody will let me. Y'all are
Oh, Nick, your wife is not happy. No.
She don't care. You can come out.
Josh, what did you have to say? I didn't. I missed
The Neil
That's
Armstrong
fine. I don't
thing.
need
Oh
to
my
defend
god, I'm
own
crying.
honor. I got a bitch to do it for me. Y'all don't got this shit in your lives. That's why y'all
Who
sad
said-
and depressed.
Josh, my man. If I can reach you through Rich, I'd grab you.
Who said the thing about Neil Armstrong? I'm like dying.
Somebody said something about Neil Armstrong, so I said my thing, and
Who said
somebody else
that?
said something else, and now I'm
No,
crying.
that was me. That was me. I said I heard you say
Like,
one
why
star.
y'all sad to fuck the robot? Like,
I'm not
sad. I just
I-
said it would be a better alternative.
Josh,
to the
I'm not sad. I was just trying to be quick about it. I just said I did
Nick
it.
didn't act sad.
I mean, real quickly.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Can you imagine
I didn't think I
how
did.
ashamed of yourself after the post nut clarity? Like, what have I done?
Shout out.
Hey, stick your dick in it. Stop playing it.
What are you gonna wet it with? Fucking
ass Cody.
You're gonna wet it.
Fuck the
You're gonna wet it
batteries
with
out of that robot.
Are you gonna wet it with WD-40? What are you gonna do with it?
Oh my god.
Does it clean itself?
Who's got the
Okay.
static? Who's got the static? Is that me?
I
Me
don't
bounce.
care.
Look, you're gonna lube it up with WD-40. Like, what's going on? Flavored WD-40. Is that what's gonna happen in the future? I don't want that
Mara,
life.
Mara, the resident virgin. Would you fuck the robot?
Look,
I'm not gonna feel good about
WD-40,
it afterwards.
KY gel. I don't really give a fuck. You can throw some goddamn water on it. If I can stick my dick in it, it's going in there.
Rich wants to do it. Rich wants to do it with
Josh.
butter.
Crisco, whatever. Whatever makes it easier to go in. That's not.
I
want to
hear. Shut your fucking mouth. I want to hear Mara's response.
I would not feel good about it after. I don't think I have enough dick in me to do it more than once, but I'd do it. I'd do it.
To be clear, if this was my robot, if this was my robot, obviously, if this is my robot, I'm also charging for anyone who wants to use it, and you have to work on it.
Come on.
That's
Oh yeah, it's used
okay.
You do. You guys hate capitalism now? What's going on?
No.
hang on.
How
Wait,
can you
hey.
Robert is a cuck
Yeah,
confirmed.
Hang on.
Secondhand.
No, it's not the same thing. It's a
Secondhand
robot.
synthetic pussy is way worse
Look.
than a hooker. That's
Okay.
way worse.
All right. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I
That
agree with you, Nick.
defeats my whole rationale from earlier.
No, I agree with you. Look, I'm not saying I just want to clear this up. I would not be depressed about it. I'd probably smack its ass as I put it back in the closet. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, see you tomorrow, babe.
Good game.
Good game.
Disgusting.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not getting admitted to the Florida bar now. That's great. That's awesome.
Seriously, could you imagine what kind of nasty shit would grow inside of those crevices if you don't clean it
No
out really well?
shit.
How embarrassing!
Does this thing clean itself, or do you have to do that?
Yeah, how embarrassing! Like, this is the problem with that. Is like, how embarrassing would whether it's like a fleshlight or one of those sex robots. Like, how embarrassing would it be to just like clean it out after you're all done? Like, somebody said the post nut clarity earlier, but you're like cleaning it out because you know goddamn well that some weird foul mold is gonna grow inside of it if you don't clean it out. So you're like cleaning it up and shit after the post nut clarity. You're like, God, what is my life? I spent $10,000 on this thing. Like, yeah, no, that just sounds like a really
Spend too much money if
awful
it doesn't sell
situation.
coffee.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like I was the one who said the thing about the clarity. I'm just like, what is wrong with me?
What is
I'm sure Mara would be crying.
Cleaning off a fake female, like a fake woman, your cum out of that thing because you know damn well it's gonna grow.
Not only yours, but
nasty
everyone's.
shit inside.
Mara would definitely be crying while he did it.
Like I said, if you guys get married, you have a self-cleaning model. You don't got to worry about that shit anymore. Stop your shit.
There we go. My man. All right. So that was going to be my answer is no, because I have a wife. I'm married. I don't have to deal with this shit.
I mean,
I don't
the
have to make
hypothetical
these sorts of decisions.
You can't cop out like that.
No,
Why
no, stop.
not?
Yeah, hold on. Stop. Take
You're
your
done.
right
Look at this. Look at this. Hold up.
Yeah, no, that's not fair. I made my choice. You got to make.
What are you
yours too.
doing?
Hey, hold on.
Tim, you're a truck driver
Tim.
in rural Florida. Shut up.
Hold on, Tim.
He's taking that shit on
My
the
wife
road.
is coming in the back corner. She's like, well, I'm waiting for your answer. What do you got to say?
My wife's like, come
That
on,
shit is
faggot.
that's you're gonna have. You know the Arby's we were talking about that's at the pilot in Mariana exit between Pensacola and Tallahassee. You'd be sitting at the booth with that robot, like being like, "All right, I got you the curly fries and shit. And, we're gonna do this in the truck."
I thought you were about to make a roast beef joke.
You're talking about pimping.
Head on out to Arby's.
It's up in the air, Nick. It's up in the air. You can also make.
I don't
a
know
roast
what
beef
this
joke.
means.
She's talking about a show on Netflix called Better Than Us. Keep up with the chat, dummy. It's right there.
Well, tell us about it, Nick.
I'm laughing my ass
I don't know.
off about all
I'm
this
not the one
fucking-
talking about it.
I'm laughing my ass off about this sex robot shit.
I think the cleaning would be like in the future. It's gonna be like kind of Rick and Morty ish, where whoever's chewing on their motherfucking mic, just like
die.
I don't know who it is.
I
don't know what
I can't tell. I can't tell either, bro.
It stopped.
You can tell it's not me because I just turned my mic off.
All right. Anyway, it's gonna be like Rick and Morty, where like Morty accidentally got the robot pregnant, and now there's a giant like alien baby running around, or there's like a giant space incest baby running around.
It occurred to me though a little bit back there too, where it's like, is it possible to pimp this robot? Like at this point,
What did I say? What did I say?
Why not? It's your
This is an
robot.
investment that pays for itself.
Yeah, dude, Rob's way ahead of you, bro. He's already pimping out his robot and giving people sloppy seconds and shit.
I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use it. I have my own side robot, right?
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you can pimp out one, like, the bill for the other one pays for it.
You gotta pay for the liability, or at least have some waiver sign for them STDs, bro. Because that's who's using it. Honestly,
in Texas, wow.
Country's first robot sex brothel
to open in Texas prompts backlash.
Yeah, this was in 2018. So when you
Is it
said
open
that,
now?
I don't know. I haven't kept up with the story. I'm not that interested.
So wait. I know you're trying to wrap this up, but like, cut the music real quick. Like,
what?
Because some bros just sat around in a circle and said, "Bro, a robot sex brothel," and they were like, "Yeah, let's do it." And they fucking did it. And they just
that
did
surprises
I
you?
kind of. I'm curious to know if this place
Actually,
exists for research purposes.
It does not surprise me.
Purposes, of
It
course.
does not surprise me, but it's like, why didn't my bro circle think of that? Like, we could have been on the ball.
$60 an hour. $60 buys you a half hour with the robot.
Because your
And
bro
that's
circle's
more
not
expensive.
autistic.
That's
Hey,
more.
so how much are one of these robots?
That's more expensive than
2,500.
more
Shit,
expensive
I can
than some
afford
women.
Just thinking about it now.
Yo,
That's
free
cheaper
market
than a car.
capitalism, baby. I'm all for it. Pay me in crypto. I'll open up one of these fucking brothels. I got a guest bedroom.
All right. Listen, boys. It's been real. Nick, we want to thank you for coming in. Get Mara the fuck out of there. Hold up, please. Thank you. We want, we want to thank you for coming in and saving the day. Michael Heiss definitely owes you one, and we'll make sure that he holds to that.
No, fuck that. We owe you one. We owe you one too.
We owe you one.
Yeah, we owe
we're gonna make Michael
you a
pay you
huge
back.
one, bro.
That's how we do
Yeah,
it.
thank
Good
you
buddies.
super much.
You guys are my homies. I do it
If
every
I ever
day.
forget your name at a conference again, you have permission to
Thank
smack
you.
the shit out of me.
You remember my last
Nick.
name? It's okay.
Yeah,
Heard it
Yo,
here
I
first.
expect you to smack the shit out of him.
What's
I'm
up?
gonna
Rick?
Reno,
like, make you
baby.
a drink
Smack the
direct
shit out of
after
him in
that.
Reno.
Hey, you gonna be at Tom Woods
Fuck
2000?
Yeah, I should be.
Hawaiian
Joe,
shirts.
be
Look
there
for us.
then.
We'll be there.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock on, brother. We'll be there.
I won't be at Reno though. By the way, as somebody said Reno, I'm not going to be there. But it's the same weekend as Childeberg, and I'm going to Childeberg. I'm not doing Reno.
Gotcha.
I don't blame you.
Well,
Fair enough.
We'll
Yeah,
have
I
to have
would
fun
love-
at 2000.
Dude, I would so love to go and confront a bunch of these dumb motherfuckers who've been talking shit on me. But I would way rather, like, because it's the same weekend, so I gotta pick one. I would
way rather relax.
Yeah, meet up with my homies and just chill. you
Hey,
know?
legit, if I was in the Mises Caucus, I'd probably hit Childeberg too. But
Oh, that's beautiful. You should
Yeah.
definitely
No,
go whenever
Nick.
you can.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Nick, are you going?
I might
to
say
Pork
fuck
Fest
Reno, and
this
I'll
year?
just join you there, Nick.
Am I going to what?
Are you going to Pork Fest this year? Or this coming year?
Didn't it already
Next year?
pass? Or next year? Yeah,
No,
I'll,
next
I'll-
year.
I'll try. Yeah, next year. Yeah, I'll definitely try it.
Do it.
Will you go?
Dude, do it.
Will you go to the first Florida Freedom Fest?
If it happens.
If it happens. All right.
All right,
Hector,
we
you
got
heard
work
it.
to do,
If it
boys.
happens.
yeah, we got to
Work
make
to
that
do.
happen.
No,
I'm only a few hours from Pensacola, so I can drive.
That's right. That's right.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Cheers,
Hey.
everybody.
Are
are you
Cheers.
doing plugs?
Yep, we're doing plugs and we're getting out of here. Nick, plug your stuff, and then everybody else after him.
The only thing I really need is at Nick_individual on Twitter. Anything I do, I will be posting it on that Twitter account. You'll see it there. So thanks very much, guys. It was fun hanging out.
Hey, man, anytime
Thanks,
you want to
bro.
come on, say so.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Duke, what you got?
Anybody else?
I ain't get shit, man. I'm just having a good time. I'm glad Nick
All right,
stopped
I'm going.
by. Always good to see his beautiful face.
That's right.
Right.
Mitch.
All right. Check out Cypherpunk Scribe on Twitter and check out my YouTube. Eventually, we'll come up with a new podcast when I can think of something to talk about. But also check out the Libertarian Frontier merch. Mises Caucus, taken over the party since 2017. But also, since you guys brought up Porkfest, I just want to say, next year I'm going to be at Porkfest. I don't know about you guys. And I'm planning on doing a live
got
podcast.
tickets.
Oh, dude, you're joining me then. You're joining us. You guys have no option if you're going to Porkfest.
Drag it on too long.
We're gonna do a live podcast together. Story time with the swamp creatures.
Robert, what you got?
Oh yeah, no. Check out higherfrequencypodcastnetwork.com. That's where you can find all my podcasts, the Luchadors of Liberty and College Football Extravaganza, because it's college football season, and I love football. Go Gators!
Rich, the honorary white. What's up?
Yeah, if you want to follow me, it's at maybe Richie Roma, but that shit might be deleted by next week. Who knows? I might get banned again. So
here we go.
I'm on my third account.
Mara, what's up?
Follow the resident queer, resident virgin on
The resident queer virgin.
for
Okay.
Liberty.
Resident queer
I'm
virgin.
going to be at Porkfest. I'm going to be at LPF. I'm going to be at Reno. If anyone says, "Hey, I recognize you from the Swamp Cast," I will be pleasantly surprised.
And he will buy you a drink. One drink.
Yeah, I'll buy you a drink.
No. There we go. Got you, boys. I'm
And
here for
I'll
you.
add it to my current count of 21.
Well, next week it's going to be a lot.
25.
Next week it's going to be 34.
That's right.
Mara, when are you planning on doing the redemption?
LPF 2022.
so I'm
we're gonna hit him with
Yeah,
the
we're
beer
gonna get
bong
him drunk
and
on
40
the
out.
pool deck. I'm gonna get him smoked out on the pool deck.
You're
That
in
might-
trouble. You're in
that might-
trouble.
Trouble. Josh, what do you got coming up? Josh, the second
All right,
honorary white. What do you got?
All right, so you guys can follow me at HLAKA number 4 Liberty or Florida on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook at Josh, my last name on there. And get ready. We're going to be doing special Swamp Creatures live podcast for LPF. We're going to be doing a live one for Reno. We're going to be doing a Pork Fest coming up, so get ready. And we got some special guests coming up in the next coming weeks. So we're gonna have a fun time. Get your drinks ready. Private stock on deck, and I appreciate everybody for hanging out tonight with us. Thanks again, Nick, for coming out and saving the day from Michael Heist getting fucking tripped out at his little festival.
His little festival, that's right. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. Swamp Creatures Podcast every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Even if our guest bails on us, we got backup plans. Everybody come hang out. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Cheers. Cheers at the end.
Hey.
Everybody drink.